Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. It is good to be back after suffering for a while with COVID. I am glad to be feeling much better, and I appreciate and thank you for all of the prayers that were offered up on my behalf for the last couple of weeks. I also appreciate Marilee and Jose filling in for me on the Tuesday and Friday devotionals. May God bless you both. Today was our monthly food distribution, and in cooperation with Caring Ministries and Iglesia Bautista Cristo Vienne, we had 10 volunteers yesterday that packed 72 boxes, and 6 volunteers today that helped distribute 72 boxes to an estimated 38 families, representing an estimated 164 people. It is good to share together, and we appreciate all of those who help. Picking back up with our series in the Gospel of Mark, I'm reading today from Mark chapter 8, verses 27 to 30, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition. It says, Jesus and his disciples left Galilee and went up to the villages near Caesarea Philippi. As they were walking along, he asked them, "Who do people say that I am?" "Well," they replied, "some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, and others say you're one of the prophets." But then he asked them, "Who do you say that I am?" Peter replied, "You are the Messiah." But Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him. They're traveling along. They're not in a station wagon. They're not in a covered wagon. They're walking in sandaled feet, several abreast down the path or the road. And they talked as they walked. And they had a lot of conversations as they walked. A lot of Jesus' teaching was while he was walking and teaching and talking. But he asked them a question, and it's a good question for leadership. But we need to remember that we are preachers and pastors, not pollsters. We listen to what the answer to this question is, but we don't necessarily let it always guide who we are or direct what we do. The question he asked is, what do people, or who do people say that I am? In other words, what have you heard? What are you hearing? Tell me what you've heard and what you hear. Who do people say that I am? Well, they got some answers. Several said that you're John the Baptist, who had that strong message of repentance. You're just John the Baptist come back to life. Others think you're Elijah, that wondrous figure of the Old Testament who had the fiery messages and was recognized as the first of the prophetic school and set the tone for the prophetic ministry of the nation of Israel for centuries following him. Some say you're Elijah. Others say you're one of the other prophets. You can take your pick which one you like the best, but you're one of the other prophets. You have the power of the prophets is what we're hearing. But then Jesus made it personal. He looked at each one of the disciples and he said, "Who do you say that I am?" And here's the main question. Everything else was just a lead up to this question. And I want to tell you, quite frankly, this is the most important question of your life. Your very eternity hangs in the balance. Who do you say that Jesus is? And Peter answered, "You're the Messiah." Now, Messiah is the Hebrew word. The Greek word is the Christ. You are the Christ. The translation for both of them is you are the anointed one. You are the special one sent by God. In other Gospels, he says, you are the Son of God. He recognized the Messiahship of Jesus Christ. You are the Messiah. And then Jesus said something funny. You always expect Jesus to tell you to share and tell everybody. But then he said, don't tell anybody about me. He wanted them to figure it out on their own. Important spiritual truth. Your relationship with God through Jesus is your very own. It belongs to no one else. It's accountable to no one else. You have your relationship with God, and it's individual, and it's personal, and it's between you and God, and it's beautiful, and it's special, and you are special in God's eyes. Who do you say that Jesus is? God bless you.